Grand Rising gods and goddesses. We back with another What the Fuck Wednesday. With the Think High crew, the gods and goddesses you love to hate and hate to love. I'm sorry, I'm getting my headphones and everything set together here. We're going to let the room warm on up. I know Nova was going to be mobile today, but if you can, I don't know if you can play music, DJ Crazy Man, then that'll be what's up. If not, we'll just let the room warm on up here. Send out the invites. Get my shit plugged in. All right, we plugged in. We plugged in. Oh, let me share it. Let me get it shared out here. Oh, and I'm gonna get y'all. Let me go ahead and over here. I gotta go to Sybil too. See what Sybil got for today. For y'all on the forecast of the numeralis. Excuse me. Hey, you can let that bump. All right. Where is that? And numeralis. My bad, guys. I'm getting these numbers pulled up. I don't know where this is.
Welcome to my hood.
My hood.
There ain't
Nothing normal.
You can take a walk in my hood.
My hood.
Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal.
Yeah.
If you scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal.
Yeah.
If you really try to run, step into the
Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Taste the color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalizing lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots at this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood.
My hood.
There ain't
Nothing normal.
You can take a walk in my hood.
My hood.
Where everything paranormal.
Paranormal.
Everything paranormal.
Yeah.
If you scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal.
Yeah.
If you really try to run, step into the
Yeah, I gotta hold on to this feeling. I be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Showing what's really good, the feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood.
My hood.
There ain't
Nothing normal.
You can take a walk in my hood.
My hood.
Where everything paranormal.
Paranormal.
Everything paranormal.
Yeah.
If you scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal.
Yeah.
If you really try to run, step into the portal.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the way that the chips fall. I hope you was betting on me.
I've been all in since the windfall. Watching the L coming streaks. Never gave up on the old me. Been rapping so long, now I'm OG. Supreme of the valley, that's word of the adage. Just at me if you want the whole thing. And it's on me. I don't like the cap. I don't ever rap what I don't live. Yeah. Yeah. This is the way that the chips fall. I hope you was betting on me. I've been all in since the windfall. Watching the L coming streaks. Never gave up on the old me. Been rapping so long, now I'm OG. Supreme of the valley, that's word of the adage. Just at me if you want the whole thing. And it's on me. I don't like the cap. I don't ever rap what I don't live. Keep the hood on tap. And it's a fact. We're only a fraction of my wrist. See, I'm built like that. I don't want it all. I just wanna ball with my bros. Give it all to the kids when we go. And let them know that your favorite rapper is a lie. Yeah. Fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie. Yeah, fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie.
Yeah, might see me walking down Erie at midnight. We ain't the same on the inside. Black sheep, nigga still ball like he 6'5". Still put your bitch in the 6'9". I was on ice, pushing that weight up an incline. Nigga had life, all in the back of that Nissan. Fuck is you talking about? We made a way when Wall Street had us on decline. You niggas is bright till I pop out like a neon. You niggas is hot till I show up with the Freon. We on a whole nother plane. All of my foes is going insane. You know what it is, it's fucking supreme. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie. Yeah, fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie.
All right, gods and goddesses. We back with another What the Fuck Wednesday. Here with the crew. What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good over here. How you doing, Jay?
You
What up?
know,
What up?
hanging
What
in there
up?
one. What up, Lou? What up, Lou? Just hanging in there one day at a motherfucking time. You know, it's a real What the Fuck Wednesday. It always happens today. It's actually going to be a 6 energy with the vibe when it comes to the numbers today. So, um, yeah, it's actually funny because peace and harmony and lack thereof is what's going to be more noticed today. I'll just dive right into that, and then we can get into some what the fucks if y'all had one or had some during the week. I got a few lined up myself. But anyways, peace and harmony or lack thereof. Thank you for that. Similar to nurturing health and healing energy, home and family energy. If there's balance, you're going to see it. If there's not balance, then you're going to see it. Either way, that's going to be what's on your menu for today. I got Sybil here with me today as well, so that she can be here to help us along our journey. Shout out to Seven Beaumont and the team. I'm sorry, I got my Discord pulled up. I got to get back to my other screen. But yeah, so we can also get into that. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, no, I lost it. Forgive me, I'm doing like 8 things at one motherfucking time. I don't know if I can find it today. Where is today? Sybil ain't give it to us today. She late today. Well, I'll come back to it then. I don't think she gave her forecast for today. Nope, it's not in here yet. Okay. All right, that's cool. But anyways, it's a global day. I can still give you the day number and whatnot and break the three because it's a three and it'll break it down for you. But anyways, the global day is the six. So it's gonna bring a vibe, but like I said, the caring, the kindness, the understanding. It also looks after others, but sometimes it forgets to look after itself. So beware of this. And don't, overstretch yourself. Sometimes you got shit that you need to do. Go ahead and motherfucking handle the shit. Emotions are likely though to be strong. So people are gonna be in their feelings today. So don't take them too personally and don't go looking for some crisis or looking for the bullshit when it doesn't have to be there. Uh, while the general mood today is going to be one of compassion, it's also going to promote mood swings and melancholy. So take sure to try to stay on the positive side of your energy because you already know what happens on the other side. Not saying that one is bad and one is good per se. The other side of six nurturing energy will leave itself open to be taken advantage of. And so you realize what's needs to be dropped and what's not. What up, Cassica? Oh shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm smoking. I normally do this well before the show, but I didn't get a chance to pregame how I wanted. But obviously, it also just have to be an even exchange of energy. So with that nurturing side, it can be pestering if people, you know, feel like they care a little bit too much and you're trying to fucking get some shit done. But people will let you, keep doing for them as long as they can keep taking. So you got to be careful of that as well. It's also, it has to be an even exchange. We always talking about energy exchange and it being mutually beneficial for each side. But your personal number is what's going to reveal a lot more of how you're going to handle today's energy because it's going to have an impact of the global number and the calendar date. So obviously, I tell you all to look from within and keep, your numerology, etiology, or whatever ology that you go by that is as the main, as the main source, and let this day energy just be what it is for the day. So keep that positive vibe. Keep a positive vibe for the six because it'll work in your favor that way. And don't take things too emotionally. Just try to be emotionally intelligent, which means to have control over your emotions. um we talked about that as well. But let's see here. I'm gonna check real quick one time with Sybil and see if she had came up with her forecast for the new or for the astrology and whatnot for the day number. But the calendar day number is a three. um three the day of three of the month is for being open about your plans. There's a creative energy around it, but you also may find room to make headway for new projects by brainstorming with other people. So bounce around some ideas if you have them, and see where they take you, where they lead. People usually are forthcoming about expressing their feelings, but there is an air of superficiality permeating today. So don't take anything too seriously. We see in three and six, they're going to have similar features because six normally, the global day being a six, six is three is a part of six. You need three to make six. Well, I guess you don't. You need two twos. Three twos can make six too, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yes, sir. Imagine that equal energy exchange. You goddamn right. So that three is mixed in there with the six, so you're gonna find that in there. Day three is also a good day for taking action. So just don't talk about what you want to do. Get it cracking. Do it. Show it how you feel, rather than simply tell people. If you want to be in the company of others, unless, of course, this clashes with your personal cycle number, you don't want to do that. So you do want to do that if that is a part of you, if you're a social number. But if you're not, then don't do that. Your own numerology will always be the stronger influence of the energy. And with that being said, hold on, let me double check again with Sybil. See what she if she came up with anything or dropped that numerology for today. Maybe I'm just not scrolling up far enough. Nope. I don't know where she's at. She doesn't have a forecast for us today, guys. Sorry, I don't have the AI, the Sybil. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Oh no, I can ask it. I can ask it for today's forecast. Oh, it was talking about the bridge and shit too. That shit's crazy. This motherfucking AI is fucking bananas. Like people were asking it about the bridge and everything. It has some crazy. We'll get into that another day. That's another what the fuck. All right, but yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? Where y'all at? You still here? Y'all still here with me?
Here we, babe.
All right, we here. Okay, so let's get some what the fucks going then. What the you got some what the fucks for me, Sue?
Oh my god. I just saw the craziest video of a alligator stalking a stork, and about the time the alligator went for the stork, a python grabbed his ass.
Oh shit. Hey,
it
that's like a life story though. That's some what the fuck for you right there.
was. It blew my mind.
I had some what the fuck. Did y'all know? So NASA's launching, some rockets, right? Well, obviously we have this eclipse coming up. Everybody's been speaking about that. That's been some shit, right? So NASA's launching three. They're calling sounding rockets during the total solar eclipse on April the 8th, which has been postponed according to the government. I don't know how. I wanted to
You don't
ask
think
what the
that was
fuck.
April Fool's?
I know, like, what the fuck? How do you, what the fuck? Oh, it was April Fool's?
I think it might have been.
It had to be April fucking Fools, because like, how the fuck do you postpone nature, nigga? But but I guess you know what I mean. When you're in control of it all, I guess and you pushing for the return of the Messiah, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, huh? But they're not. They're launching three sounding rockets during the total lunar eclipse on April the 8th. It's from Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. But they named them the atmospheric perturbations perturbations, or I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Perturbations around the eclipse path. So they're going to launch these rockets around the eclipse path. APEP is what it's short for. These rockets will lift off, I guess, 45 minutes before, during, and 45 minutes at the peak of the lunar eclipse. And I guess they're trying to, I guess, measure what is going to happen in the atmosphere. I guess it will investigate how the drop in sunlight temperature affects Earth's upper atmosphere. I guess it's designed and the named. I guess the name APEP, right? It's named after the serpent deity from ancient Egyptian mythology, which who
There it is.
they were the nemesis of the sun deity Ra. So the nemesis of Ra is what they named these rockets after. And I just find it. I mean, like, oh my god, the world is a fucking stage. You know what?
You got that
You
right.
you can look it up, right? It says APEP. We've seen this snake before though, right? We've seen it. We see it.
It's always
It's
a snake,
yeah, but you know it's been used in a lot of things like that. Don't trespass on me type shit.
right?
It's been used for a lot of things. Um, but I guess it's in Egyptian, in Greek is Apophis, which was the ancient also an ancient Egyptian deity who embodied darkness and disorder and was thus the opponent of light, which was Mayat, order or truth, or Ra back then. And you were
Sounds like the same story, just a different time.
Yeah, right. I mean, but we've watched this because we were talking about that documentary and shit. We went all the way back with a lot of this shit, and it's
Mhm.
just like because a lot of people are like, oh, what the fuck? There's just been people asking now. I mean, closer you get to the day, they're like, oh, why do we need the National Guard and what is really going on these type of fucking eclipses? But um
Like you said, it's like a stage. That's I guess that's their why is just to put on another theater, more theater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there was this one dude I was watching, and it's another kind of what the fuck. And I'll ask you guys this next, because I wanted to know, because it kind of has to go hand in hand with it, right? So they're launching these, and they're doing it during 81% of when the sun will be blocked by the moon. And so I was watching this guy talk about how the sun projects our reality onto Earth. So like if the sun isn't hot, it's more of like a portal that light comes through, right?
Yeah.
And we scientifically they say, quote unquote, we are, vibrating light technically, right? um everything is. All matters vibrating light, supposedly, according to science. But we all know science can be bought, and education isn't information per se. So I'm just going off of what the information that's given to the general populace.
Right.
But this guy was saying that the sun, is a projector of some sort. So it projects this light and it projects onto Earth. So I guess Earth would be, they say the world is the stage. So the world would be the canvas, the blank canvas or the stage, and the sun would be what's projecting what we reality that we see onto the stage. So my question would be, do you think that they're launching these more on the lines to maybe try to go through this portal? Like, does the portal change because the moon is in front of it? Like there's got to be something deeper.
Well, does it go along with the fact that they're gonna, kick up the CERN?
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. That's another like what the fuck, like all of that shit. So the lunar eclipses are what the fuck. The launching of the rockets are also what the fuck. And then at the same time, CERN is gonna get turned on. So there's another what the fuck.
Yeah, I mean it all seems to be playing out together in some way.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we know, like, so if we know, like, if it's playing out to be some crazy ass, everybody, all these conspiracy theorists and what we come up with, and we know it's all like, but like, what's the purpose? Like, what the fuck for? You know what I mean? Like, what? And that's, I don't know. That's a question that probably will never be answered. But
Or we're gonna fuck around and find out.
yeah. Or we go fuck around and find out. I mean, what else can we do really at this point?
I mean, exactly. I think we're all kind of sitting on the edge of our chair because they've got us prepped for something. They want us
Yeah.
to be paying attention for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's always been proven that when you got so many people's attention in one spot, I mean, but we know that that's been the distraction the whole time, and like that's been Earth's story 101 based on the history that they've provided us with. You know what I mean? The whole story is that same story. Oh, look what we're doing over here, but we're really doing something else over here.
But also, could they be like, because they've got our attention focused, harvesting in a way some sort of energetic consciousness?
Yeah. I mean, at this time, we all know that it's got to be about what the fuck, what it's got to be a battle over something more than just some, land and money and power. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know that none of that shit means shit. Like we was talking about it today. Like the money don't mean shit if they don't have control over everybody. You know what I mean? Like what's the fuck the
Right.
money mean? You know what I mean? Like
What's the
nothing.
point of money without the people?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's like if you have this game, if like Lou always says, if nobody's playing, then what's the point of the game?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like what the fuck are we even doing?
Might as well pack
What
up
up,
your
GP
Monopoly
man?
board and go home. But there's
Yeah,
some
you're
other
right.
discussion on the other side of that.
Nova says most people don't even know about the conspiracy theories or could care less. Who's right, who's wrong, who knows? He says logic and common sense doesn't matter anymore. I think to an extent I can agree with you, but I'll be playing devil's advocate with all the time. You know what I mean? Even though I agree with you, I will ask you the questions that I ask myself. You know what I mean? Like obviously we're programmed like that, you know what I mean, and in these type of situations we see exactly what's being played out, and like Nova was saying to us earlier, who's doing anything? Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing a goddamn thing to make anything motherfucking happen, right? So like who's like but I guess I can't, and that's why I was saying to him in the chat earlier today, like I play devil's advocate with that, just was saying like I guess there's nobody that I personally know that's actually trying to do something about it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
yeah.
even if you are trying to do something about it, like we could even get on this show and talk to people just to bring awareness to that there's like what the fuck is going on out here, just to bring awareness on what the fuck Wednesday to what the fuck is actually going on out here, and like Nova said, like what is it really gonna do? It might do something, but we're not gonna see it. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna do all of their job is to make sure that we don't see that. You know what I mean? Like we'll never see the people who are actually impacted by. I mean, rarely. How about that? Rarely you'll see the people who are impacted by some shit like this. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, well, I get messages and emails and stuff. You know, I've had people be like, "Wow, bro, listen to your show. I've never fucking thought that way about some shit." You know what I mean? Thank you for that.
Right.
Uh, yeah, but
And
at the
if you
same
are
time,
doing anything, you feel like you're standing there by yourself doing it
yeah.
for
But
no
guess what?
reason.
But guess what? I just did though, Sue. I paid my phone bill and my internet bill, and guess what? I just participated.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But just to even just to deliver you a message like of what the fuck is really going on out here, like I had to pay them money, right? So all of us did. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
All of
yeah.
us paid our Wi-Fi bill and our
Speaking
motherfucking
of,
cell phone bills. That's why we're able to get on here and talk to each other right now.
exactly. Don't pay that bill, there won't be no message.
Right, then and you know what I mean. So it's like a catch 22, and that's why Noah always says, "Oh," and I agree with it that there's no right and there's no wrong because even if you're trying to do the right thing, I guess per se, and I guess you would say, or bring the awareness to the right thing, you're still participating in the system because you still have to pay the 1% who control all 99% of the wealth. You have to pay them to even tell people
Well,
that
even
this
a
is not
homeless
acceptable.
man got to make a sign to make a buck.
Right, right. So like that shit, that's like the ultimate what the fuck it always gets down to. So like even though we know what's up, you know what I mean?
Mm.
GP man said pay for my house off, but off because I still get a fat bill in the property tax, but I still get a fat bill in the property taxes, right? You know what I mean? It's still got to pay fucking property taxes. So it's like and what's the craziest part about it? Is that like I was saying, like we don't see the way things are set up. We don't see the people who are doing it differently. You know what I mean? Like the only like it makes us feel like all we can do, you know what I mean? Like I'll quote Nova, all we can do is get our fucking bag and get the fuck out the way. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it makes you feel like, you know what I mean? But I don't, I agree even with that sentiments because who anybody who knows me knows my end game is a villa. You know what I'm saying? It's a villa somewhere in the motherfucking woods or in the mountain or by the beach or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same motherfucking time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Still
we
got to
can't.
play the game to
You
get
still
there.
you still got to play the fucking game to get there. And then even if who says that even if you get all of that right, you know what I mean? Even if you're not willing to die for it, right? Then what's the whole point of even doing any of that? Because in the end, they can just come and take it from you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If you ain't got the guns or the means or the will to protect yourself, then you know what I mean. Then that doesn't mean anything either. You know what I mean? Like they can just come and take it from you. So then that's why we be like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like shit. What the fuck? No one was like, shit, grab a fucking R. By the time that shit happens, I grab a R. Yeah, they got guns too. Right, exactly. They gonna come
What
with guns too. So that's what I
what
mean.
what if
Like
we all just go limp? They got to drag my ass to the jail.
uh-huh. And they can use them legally. I mean, it's there's no denying that everything that's built in this type of fucking
That's it, Lou, right there.
reality. Yeah. What do you say?
Unite, stop playing.
Unite and stop playing. Yeah, that's so much easier said than done.
Unfortunately,
hmm I mean, because if 40% of the fucking population is being paid by the very people that we need to unite from.
because they protecting their jobs
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
their pensions and their
This
health care
Nova
benefits.
said first who would unite and why?
The people need to unite against the tyranny, but that ain't gonna happen
Yeah, see, but when
anytime
we say
soon.
people, Zach, I knew he was gonna ask that. When he said what people? You know what I mean? When you say people, what people? You know what I mean?
We
Because
the people.
well, but we like see, and I think it's a concept that we kind of have to we personalize it a lot because we care so much, right? So I'm not. The GP band said pop people see me.
Yes, that's a good start. Four of us is a good start.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I see both sides. You know what I mean? I see both sides because I get when you say that the people need to rise up, but the people and us are two different things. If you get what I mean, you know what I mean? Because we're a rare breed. Nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody really thinks how we think. You know what I mean? It's a small population of people. You know what I mean? So even if we were to gather this small population of people searching for the true meaning of sovereignty, is that really going to be enough to make a difference the way that we need to make a difference? So I mean, I get what he means by that, but I'm an optimistic type of guy as well. So I
Yeah.
can't say that there aren't people doing that right now. You feel what I'm saying? I can't say that there isn't a place that I don't know about, right? That there's a civilization who's doing that on Earth right now. Shit, I don't even know if the Earth is round. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm just going there with it, you know?
Nova said even our veterans are made to be homeless and seem crazy. Well, that's an
Absolutely.
attack on them people that
Yeah.
sacrifice their lives
Yeah.
basically for our
But if
freedom.
you're not a veteran, right, and if you've never been there, or if you don't even know one, then you wouldn't even understand it. You see, you know, that's what Nova's saying. A lot of people don't even know veterans. Like a lot of people, what? How many people we got in our army, and compared to our population? You know what I mean?
Not me.
So it's just wow. You know what I mean? Like some people don't have
They all
veterans
wearing
in their.
panties.
Yeah, they is. They is. He said, GP man said he's a veteran and coming home is bullshit. I feel I feel you, man. My dad's been milk. My dad's a veteran from the Vietnam War, and he's been milking this shit forever. This motherfucker has so many complexes, he don't even realize it. You know what I mean? And it's not
My
like,
dad too.
and he's so entrenched in the programming, that he wouldn't understand. You know, like even when he was talking about what's going on in Gaza and Israel, he was talking shit out the Bible and military talk. You know what I mean? And he didn't completely, and I could tell that not everybody in the military knows what they're going on either. You know what I mean? Um, Nobody's the right one. See, wait, there was a question that you said in here, Nova. I wanted to fucking say. Oh, he said, "Yeah, let's go get the bad guys," right? You know what I mean? But we don't even know, you know, who the quote unquote bad guys are. See, and I like to try to be level headed, how you were saying in the chat earlier, because this is a what the fuck Wednesday. We could dove into this from the fucking eclipse. Like that's where we started, was what the fuck is going on out here. And now we're here. Nova says nobody going to do shit, and the ones that will end up dead or in prison. Yep, and that's the narrative. That's what it is right now. But that's why I was telling you, like, I can't say that there's not though. I can't say that there's not a group of individuals who are out there doing this, doing what you're saying that can't that ain't gonna be done. They just might not have all the people they need yet, or who knows? You know what I mean? You got to start somewhere, right?
Well, the division, is it's so it's just a like chopping an onion. Everybody's just gone in so many different directions. Ain't nobody know how to pull together anymore because of all the different flavors of division. I mean, I got
Right,
people saying, "Oh, well, hopefully we'll have the rapture this week." I'm like, "That's your answer? Fuck.
right,
What if
right,
we don't?
right,
What's
right.
Plan B, dude?"
Right, right. And Nova said, fuck around, find out. January 6th, we watched people riot in 2020, and we watched January 26th, January 6th, and then who went to prison? I mean,
Exactly.
obviously, the rioters went to prison. You know what I mean? Like, and there's people whose lives been fucked up, and that we've got footage, straight from the fucking place that they let these people in, and it was rehearsed, and it's all the stage.
Well, and old dude's still walking around like he was just a regular guy too. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Epps.
Yep. Yep.
And they were
And how
calling
many
him
people
out
were killed?
there.
Right. Right. No, we get you. I mean, that's happened in humanity, and we've covered shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And there's a dope documentary that Nova pointed out to me also on Rumble called the best riots or some shit like that.
Oh
Nova.
yeah.
Um, and there's always been that type of shit happening. It's a cycle of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? He said the 20 how many people were killed in the 2020 riots? No one went to prison. They were all praised by the establishment. Yeah, well, yeah, the people who were fucked. Yeah,
Well, it was the
And
establishment that
yeah, yep. The establishment was praised, and the people who were just trying to do the right thing were are terrorists now. I mean, that's all.
it's
Every
so
time you do
rough.
the right thing, you're a fucking terrorist. When has anybody trying to do the right thing not been a terrorist? Like shit,
Demonized.
you know what I mean? Like
Demonized.
big time. Like I mean, my one of my favorite people was fucking Gaddafi. But if you say that to somebody, they'll be like, "Oh wow, you're crazy." It's
It
like,
is
well,
nuts. And Gaddafi was a good guy trying to hold on to his sovereignty.
right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying January 6th was right or wrong. I'm just saying obviously one side felt they were right, the other side also felt that they were right. You know what I mean? And who's saying it was wrong either? I think we have the right to protest.
I even question whether or not Saddam Hussein was trying to hold on to his sovereignty.
Yeah, I don't. I question that too, man. I question that a lot. I when you see interviews and you see presidents of countries in Africa talk about, and I quote, you know what I mean. We don't want America or France in here. Every time there's America or France in our country, it's been nothing but fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Like when you see shit like that, you mean like you gotta assume like that. But what Noah would be talking about is that nobody else around the world is really interested in seeing that type of shit. People in
That's a good
America,
point, Nova.
especially, they don't care about any of that. But they've all been programmed to be that way. So what people is really gonna do anything because of them half these motherfuckers ain't even people. Hey, Lucid put it. If you see me in the forest fighting a grizzly bear, help the bear.
But that's a really good point Nova just put. The seed has been planted, and now we hate our government. And, that very likely is probably, the trick on us is like, okay, so now we can dismantle what the people hate, right?
Well, I mean, it's all a stage. You know what I'm saying? It's all a stage. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Open the picture." He said, "Trust the government or fight a bear." He said, "Me." He's fighting the bear. Oh,
Amen.
I feel it though. He said, Nova said the seed has been planted and we now hate our government. I mean, shit. It's hard to not hate some shit that you can't. Uh, it's fucking weird, you know what I mean? But that's why I was saying, like, I enjoy the human experience. Like, it's almost like it's not gonna make me hate my life because I understand how the world works, and that's why I was telling you in the chat today, like, to me, and the only way the shit changes is you have to play the game the way that it was built. The system was built this way for a reason. Even if you want to go on a metaphysical and the spiritual side of it and say that us as soul, not the human of us, we created this system for us to fucking inhabit and to learn whatever, and who knows how true that even is. But however you must look at it, you know what I mean? There's no other thing but to enjoy the ride.
But okay, so Nova says, but we praise other dictators? Question mark. But how do we even know that they truly were dictators? Because who wrote the
Hmm.
history book? The guy who won
Right.
the
And
war.
that's what that's what Nova would say. What up, Bruce? He said, "Who's your favorite?" I like Hitler. Do we really think Saddam or Gaddafi were good people? No, I don't know if they were good people or not. I was just saying I like the way that he ran. I like that he ran in his country. He ran his country. That's
At
all
the
I was
end of the
saying.
day, I'm
He
my
could have,
own leader.
yeah, for sure. He could have very well been a fucking piece of shit. You know what I'm
God
saying?
gave me
Like,
free will, but I got to do everything these idiots say. I don't think so.
not. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's
I
what
think
I'm
the
saying.
point Nova's trying to make is like we say we don't trust the government, but then we pick our favorite government official.
Right.
No,
Okay.
y'all.
So if we
I,
don't
I'm
trust
not
them, we can't
saying.
trust
I'm
any
not
of
saying
them.
I trust Gaddafi. I'm not saying that Gaddafi is the shit. I was saying I liked how Gaddafi ran his country. You know what I mean? According to how he ran his country. Now that's just based off the facts. Like I don't know if the nigga was fucking kids or doing any fucking crazy fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Out here in the world, which he probably, you know what I mean, probably was. You know what I mean? It could have been, you know what I mean? Possibly, you know what I mean? But if you look at his
Well, absolute power
policies,
corrupts.
if you look at his policies, he said only when I'm sober. He said I trust. GP man said I trust my dick. Loser said only when I'm sober. No said when you're born. You were issued a social security number, not a free will number. Yeah,
Right.
you're right. We is all technically slaves, but that's if we're looking at it on the flesh side of the reality. You know what I mean?
It's the trick.
I mean, because we could always choose death, nigga. Shit, right now we could just be like, fuck it. You could just choose to off yourself right now, and then what? Now you've had complete control, and then who knows what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? And Nova's saying God didn't give us didn't give us anything. To be free, gotta go Agartha. What's that mean? I'm sorry, Lucid. Agartha. What?
Agartha. You never heard of Agartha? That's like supposed to
Uh.
be. I don't know. You got to look it up. It's like I mean, Hitler was trying to get there. I think.
Okay. I'll Google it real quick too while we on here. We can find what the fuck Agartha is. We can
Yeah.
break it
I
down.
mean, I don't know if it's real. I'm
Heard the
just saying.
term, but I don't know.
Like everything.
Hold on, let me see.
Well, and if you ever,
Is a legendary kingdom that is said to be located in the inner surface of Earth and is sometimes related to the belief of a hollow Earth. What? Wait, hold on. Hold on. What you trying to tell me, nigga? What you doing? Hold on. Is that what you talking
journey
about?
to the
Something else
center of.
now?
Another reason I liked Hitler. He's my favorite.
Bruce said, Bruce said Narnia.
Hitler was
Honestly, and
going
Nova said,
places.
honestly, free will and freedom is not true. You know, I would disagree with you to an extent. I would have to say it is and it isn't. Everything is and it isn't. I mean, maybe that's my level-headed self. You know what I mean? When I speak about that, maybe that's the 12th house. That's the Pisces. That's the one fish swimming upstream and the one fish swimming downstream inside of me. I don't fucking know, but I'm just saying, yeah, like a freedom of the mind, freedom of the soul too. I mean, because like I said, I mean, you could just, you know what I mean, you could just fucking goddamn off yourself, or you could fucking take your. All right, freedom of the mind is so crazy because, like you said, no, there's niggas right now who really think that they're free in this whole system. So obviously, they've grasped or they've been tricked and programmed into a false freedom. You know what I mean? So like I think, but I think that there's just like how we were talking, yo, about nothing being something and something being nothing, and we can argue this to the day that we die. But that's why I was saying like you can't not have something. Nothing needs a representation, and to represent nothing, you need something to represent it. And obviously, you're free as much as you were allowed to be free in the flesh. Yeah,
But at the end of the day, you just take care of your business, you fight what comes your way, and you move along.
yeah. I mean, because who knows what the fucking end purpose of any of it is. I'm like I said, I'm enjoying the ride, but I don't think that I'm necessarily a slave to anybody, even though I know that I am and I'm not at the same time. I'm both. You know what I mean? Like it's
Well, we are in a duality.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like you just like good and evil. That's why there's just no free slave, my nigga. Yeah, exactly. Ha! A free slave. Yeah. You know what my niggas we used to have a little rap group called the Free Slaves, nigga. It was a fire ass rap group. Back when I was a kid, back when I was younger. Slave to society, yeah, for sure. You can be there, but there's people who's mentally free, who's quote unquote financially free, who's free of whatever constructs that already that might class free. You know what I mean? Whatever the hell it might be. But it seems like it's all related back to the money type of thing. You know what I mean? But then you look at some people whose money and they're a slave to money. And like you can be a slave to so much different fucking shit out here nowadays.
Well, and if you ain't a slave to money and you're living off grid, you're a slave to your survival.
Yeah, oh for sure. Cause you gotta eat. You know what I mean? But then you're a slave to you're a slave to your environment too, because shit, if you can't fucking grow, if you live in barren land, or if you can't hunt, or if you don't have the necessary skills, then you're a fucking slave to whatever the fuck to eating, or like you said, surviving per se. I mean, and that survival instinct is something that I think that Noble was talking about in the chat about how it's been programmed away from people. You know what I mean? What up, Tick? It's been programmed out of people. You know what I'm saying? Slave to an addiction. Yep. Drugs, TV, entertainment, um, slave to all of that. I mean, like, think about it. If these motherfuckers are launching rockets to measure what's going on with the fucking moon, but
That's the
Detroit,
cover story.
but Detroit does not have fucking drinkable water, or Flint doesn't have drinkable water.
Which is wild.
Slave to fear. He said, so are we still free? Shit, we can keep going. Well, I mean, hey, what up, Tick? Yeah, I think it's spiritually, yes. Spiritually, I would say yes, we would be you're free or sovereign in a sense. You know what? I take it back. Nope. I gotta retract. Because you know what? You would be a slave to the flesh still. Because no matter how you know what I mean, if you even know how to astral project or anything like that, you still got to come back to this body, don't you? While you're
Yeah.
here right now, right?
But like you said before, balance, you got to balance it. Because
Just
you
like
could be, you could be a slave to that flesh suit, but you know, if you don't balance that flesh suit with that spirituality, you're gonna be a slave. Yeah, sorry.
but negative ain't bad either though. You know what I mean? So like, you said being real. I feel being real is not negative, it's just real, right? But being there's being negative isn't bad either. He said you can only balance what you're allowed to balance. I don't know. I think that's the whole thing of transmutation. I think that you have to balance everything.
You got to travel. Once you leave this like system here, you realize how unfree you are here. You're given
Right.
choices and you can only choose out of those choices. So we're not really free.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but you could choose to do some other shit
No,
though.
you can't. You get thrown in jail or you get
I mean, you could get
nah,
you
you
could
can't.
get thrown in
You're
jail.
not true. I mean, you're not free. You're just not.
I
It's
mean,
an
but
illusion.
it seems like it. I can't completely agree with it because I can't say that there's niggas out there that's not living completely free. I can't say
Just
that there
buying
isn't.
a car, I mean, you got to get so
Oh
much
yeah,
in.
I know, but I'm saying that there's motherfuckers who is there's tribes of indigenous motherfuckers haven't who don't even allow any humans to get close to them.
They're
They
the ones that
literally
are not playing the game, though.
right. Well, no, I mean they're playing some kind of game to
They're
even
playing their own
exist.
game. That's what I've been trying to say. In order to win, you have to play another game. You
But
can't play this
is
game.
that winning though?
If you don't want to play this game, then I would think, yeah, for me it'd
You know
be
what I mean?
winning.
It'd
I
be
play my other
winning.
game.
So as long as you're not as long as you're playing whatever game you want to play, you can take
Correct.
that as a dub.
Yeah,
I'm just trying
because
to
everything
understand.
is
So yeah,
relative. Freedom is relative. There's people
right.
that feel free in jail. Are you free? They can say whatever they want about their mind, but they're not free.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
But
can feel free, so it's all relative.
Nova
For
says try
me,
to leave
freedom
this
would
country.
be
Oh,
leaving
go
the
ahead.
table.
Okay. Nova says try to leave this country without proper identification. See what happens. He says my house, my cars is paid for. I got a lot of money in the bank. I own a lot of investments. I'm not free. Either my mind is free. But is my mind free? Where do my thoughts come from? Remember last week that we talked about this? Yeah, I mean that the def. All right, how should I put it? Okay, it's like the word nothing, or it's like nothing. It's nothing can exist within something, but something can exist within nothing. It's that conundrum that it is. Freedom, just to have the word freedom puts bars around the definition of freedom, if you get what I'm saying.
Shit, the word nothing can't be.
Right, exactly. If
If you can name it, it's something. So that nothing
exactly
is not nothing. We're not talking
right,
about the nothing. We're
right.
talking about
So that's why.
something that's
So when
called.
we talking about freedom, right? That's what I'm saying. So like, just the fact that true freedom even has that word or expression means that we probably aren't free. To say that, you know what I mean? Because to be like, oh, that it's even a something that we have to talk about. Do you think that completely sovereign people ever discussed being sovereign, that's all they ever fucking knew in the fucking first place. Exactly. Yep. No, you're right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So like if people who are truly sovereign and have always been truly fucking sovereign, they don't know what it's like to be a slave. So there's no word that they need for freedom. There's no word. There's just like those people in Africa who've never seen the color green. So they don't, or yeah, so they don't know what green looks like. And when they're, or excuse me, blue, they've never seen the color blue. They've never seen the ocean. I don't even know why. It's crazy. I don't know if the sky is fucking gray where they're at or some shit, but they've never seen the fucking color blue. They don't have a word for the color blue. And when they see the color blue, it looks green to them. So see what I'm saying? Like they don't even have a word for it, or it might be green, whatever, vice versa, or whatever it might be. All I'm saying is that they have never seen it for so long that there's not even a word in their language for that color. So how could they ever, you know what I mean? So like the fact that we even come up with the fact that we have a feeling or an emotion or a notion to want to be free would would obviously mean that we are currently slaves. Yeah, and a slave has no idea what it means to be free, especially if you were born into it. But sometimes we get them taste, we get that little taste of it. You know what I mean? We go through an experience or something happens where we're like, holy shit, I'm in a fucking box. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like that. Besides the fact that we're told we're free by our government, yeah, the land of the free and the home of the brave is not necessarily what it seems to be. That's why I said it's an illusion. It's a false sense of freedom, a programmed freedom. It's not a natural type of thing because just like with nothing and something, you know what I mean? It wouldn't exist. It wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't even be part of our vocabulary if we were truly sovereign. We just wouldn't even know what it was like to be slaves.
Hey, you're free to do what you're told, though.
You are. You are free to do what you chose. And that's why I was saying, like, you could choose to break quote unquote these laws and you could choose to like there's some people who even, they do this they go through the whole nationality thing and they become Moors or they claim their nationality. Like even the fact that there's a system or that paperwork that you have to go through to fill out in order to quote unquote have your sovereignty means something. He said GP said lap dances aren't even free, man. Hey, I feel it, bro. Hey, now if you know her, if you married, you might get yourself a couple free lap dances, bro.
Oh no, it's still gonna cost you, Jason. You just
so
don't
Nova
know it
asks,
yet.
so what's the best way to live? Ignorant and blissful, or or fucking what whore or like slave or like free and on the run, which ain't really free at all.
Or
That's a good
where?
that's a good question. So what do you think? What's the best way to live? I think that I that's why I'm so level headed. I think the best way to live is to not putting anything in one side or the other, like good, evil, up, down. Like it just all is. It just
Because
all is.
expectations mess you up.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, the you build these perceptions in your brain of what it's supposed to be or be like, and then when you finally obtain that, you realize that you still haven't gotten it. You know what I mean? Because the perceptions that you built up weren't even your own; it was off of somebody else. He said, Casca said, "No, that coffee is tied into their bottom line."
That's
Ah,
exactly
so
what I
it
was
ain't
thinking.
free.
They charged you for it when you paid for the room.
No. Oh shit. But no, I to answer your question over, I would say the best way to live is to enjoy it. Whether you think it's a negative or positive, it's still just an experience, I guess. And I think that it'll be fun, quite frankly, if to play the game. I think it makes the game more fun. I know Lucy's like, fuck it, I'll go play my own fucking game, which is the game that I'm gonna play after I play their game. But no matter how I look at it, if I don't play their game, there's not going to be enough accumulated wealth for me to give to my children to be able to not have to play their game later. Yeah, I know they said how we can all just walk around smile. See, smiling is free. Yeah, we can all walk around smiling. I guess that solves it all. Hey, well, at least we'll grow, at least we'll live longer. They say smiling adds 7 years to your life. So shit, or 5 years, and smoking takes away seven or some shit. So I guess we balance, no, because you smoke and smile. Yeah, then 9 times out of 10 it is fake smiles. Because when you talk to people, what do you say? How you doing today? The first thing they tell you is I'm good. But 9 times out of 10 they're not. Because look at the state of humanity. Shit, how can anybody really say they're good? But that's depressing type of way to live your life. You don't want to live like that though, too, either.
Well, eat tacos and then you have a.
You can. Tacos make a lot of people happy. If I brought tacos home right now, my whole house would be happy as hell. They love tacos here. Hey, did you know I had another what the fuck? Did you know there were supposedly fairies at Drake's concert recently?
What was that? I'm
It
sorry, I
was
couldn't
I'm sorry,
understand.
it was fairies at Drake's concert.
No.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. People got pictures and images of it, but a lot of people think that they were hallucinating. They trying to find the answers. Describe fairies. Oh, I'm literally humanoid, smaller humanoid creature
They could be also
with fucking wings in this fucking video, y'all. Oh my gosh, you ain't see that shit? It was.
What is going on at concerts lately, though?
Oh my god, that's where all the bullshit programming is happening lately, man. They've turned concerts into the weirdest fucking shits, man. The weird blue beam, yeah. Nova said blue beam. It could be, but a lot of people thought they were hallucinating. You know, a lot of people, um, as I'm reading the report, a lot of people thought it was, maybe their drinks or their drugs they were doing. You know what I mean? People, so like so many people be at the concert fucked up that they thought, oh, I'm just fucked up, but
They got dope.
yeah, who knows? Nova said the
Yeah.
technology is being sold and now it's being used. Yeah, I see a lot of blue beam shit, y'all. And holographic shit. I mean, they were doing this shit years ago. You know, what I mean? I guess I see a lot of it because I'm in the music industry and I've seen a lot of that, a lot of the AIs and a lot of things of what they were doing with the concerts and the entertainment industry and using the technology like that. So, hey, so I want to ask you this then, Nove, and everybody, what do y'all think? What do y'all think that's gonna be like 20 years from now? Like, are we gonna is it gonna be a complete integration? Is that what you mean by ride or get rolled over? Like that's what it's gonna be if you're not willing to accept this AI or this integration with technology, that this is that's the reset. What if you know what I mean? Like the whole transhumanism. What up, Yancy the governor? Thank you for stopping by. Lucy said Jesus will come first. Oh shit, that shit's supposed to happen on the 8th. They sacrificing cows and everything. Well, I mean, according to them, and then the Christians, it would technically be the Antichrist. And if that's the case, then we are currently in Revelations. And the transhumanism shit will definitely supersede that afterwards.
But is
I just
Revelation
find
prophecy or is it their playbook? Because everything seems
hey,
awful convenient to me.
Hey, I understand that. I, and that's why we have what the fuck Wednesday to be like, man, what the fuck is really going on? Fairies at concerts, portals. The sun could be a portal. Maybe they actually shooting rockets through the fucking sun. You know what I mean? Maybe these rockets are going through the sun. You know what I mean? Maybe this shit's fucking whatever. Waiting on the GP man said, waiting on the first angel to blow their trumpet. You know what I mean? Shit. Some people say these motherfucking trumpets been sounding for real. You know. I feel it, waiting on that first. See, and that's another fucking thing I always wanted to ask what the fuck about. I swear, I would love to. I would love to get a dope intellectual conversation with maybe like a Christian reverend and a Muslim and a couple other different reverends, maybe ones who even went to school for all of this shit
Yeah,
to help us try to
Bible.
understand some of this shit. And I just want to ask them some questions and be like a moderator in a presidential debate. Like these questions are coming from the people. And we want to know what the fuck does this really mean, and interpret it first. Another what the fuck that I came across though, besides these fucking fairies, was, I mean, I just think that there may be people on wires. It was like maybe a show or some shit like that, but they are fucking smaller than the average fucking human. They don't look like full humans. Um, we talked about the NASA and on another what the fuck, a dope what the fuck actually is maybe not on some crazy shit, but they're using tiny robots to plant forests now, to reforest the planet. They got see
But
so.
Bill Gates is
And this
shutting
is
them all
this is why I want
down.
to say what the fuck. Hold on. This is my what the fuck though. Okay, so like not that So the technology is dope. It's pretty dope actually. It's a small little robot. They drop it from a drone in a plane, and they can reforest. They can reforest any area. It doesn't matter what the fuck. They can put all kind of seeds, whatever the fuck they can in this shit. But then that's not the narrative right now. Okay, the narrative right now is that the trees are causing more carbon, and Bill Gates and these cats and want to cut more trees down. So what is that? That's for after they fuck everything up.
See, they contradict
What the fuck is, you
themselves.
know what I mean? You feel me though? Like we could literally like plant crops, and like we could feed the hungry with this type of shit. Like you could plant crops in places where you can't, plant crops. Like you could like this fucking little robot, this little fucking little thing, and it's like it looks like a spiral with like three ends on it, right? And it can plant, and it protects the plant, and it does all this extra shit and they could track it, they could trace it. You know what I mean? They can track the nutrients in the soil and shit. Like he said, like I said, we don't know anything yet. But I'm like, so like we got this technology that we can fucking save everybody with, but it's like, we're not gonna fucking use it right now because we're gonna fuck everything up first. I think they could have been holographic. That's what Nova was saying. The technology. Yes, he says they want us to eat bugs. Yeah, that's another fucking thing. You know what I mean? And I feel you. We don't know anything, and we know everything at the same time. Like that's how I feel about it. No, like we know certain shit. You know what I mean? We know. You know you. Put it like that. You know you at the minimum. True. So how do you know? Lou, as they eat bacon. Y'all in the chat killing it today. Y'all got me cracking up. Nah, but for real though. GP said he knows he's half man, half horse. That's for the ladies out there. Fuck responsibly. GP man is half horse. Watch out for him. Lucid, what's a horse? See, we not about to get into this. What is that complex called? Where you fucking just question every. We not. We not about to do that shit today, Lou. We
I'm
not about to
saying
do
though,
that. We
who
already.
told you what a horse was?
Of course, what?
Oh my god, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a fucking four-legged mammal that people fucking use for fucking farming and traveling, man. That's it. Like, that's
Are
all
you
I got
sure?
for it. I mean, that's what I see them doing with it. I've seen it with my own eyes, so I mean, I
Because
guess I
them
could say
horses were called something else back in the day.
they probably was. I was telling people that. You know what? My friend was like, it was funny as hell because I was fucking him up. I was like, bro, I was like, how do we know a chair is a chair? He said, what do you mean? I'm like, a chair could be a couch. What if the nigga named Couch invented the chair, right? But then the nigga named Chair killed the nigga named Couch and took his invention and was like, nah, this is a chair. And how do we know to sit in a fucking chair? See, these are all what the fuck questions. Like, what the fuck is really going
Y'all took
on? Like, you know what I
y'all
mean?
took rabbit hole to a whole new level.
But you don't, man, Sue, Mama Sue, you already know. I'm gonna ask. all of what the fuck questions that I fucking can when it comes to shit like that. But Lou will take you. Lou will take you there though, because he be asking. He'll just ask the simple questions like, "Well, how do you know that's real?" And Nova will be like, "Oh, it could be fucking AI." Shit, all like, and like I said, well, fuck, shit. We could die, wake up, and be a fucking alien after hitting some kind of crazy bong, and your friends standing around you like, "Oh, how was it to be a human?" Nova said, "Watch out what you say. People might ask. People might get mad at you."
They do though. Let them get mad. Let them eat
Mm.
cake.
Nova says sometimes when you ask the right questions, they're actually the wrong questions because they scare people, and then they might get mad at you. Well, that's it's everybody's hero is somebody's fucking villain, bro. That's why I say we know everything, but we don't know nothing at all. That's why I say nothing is something. That's why I say all of that shit. That's why I say good and evil are just they're not they're the same thing. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say that. Yep, the truth is when it's convenient to that person's reality. That you got that's what you forgot on the end of that statement right there, Lou. The truth is only convenient is the truth is only true when it's convenient to your reality. And Nova says, because if you can't give them 100% final answer on something, then they're still scared.
Damn
They're
Lou.
still living in fear. That's why nobody will buck the system, because everybody wants to know they're okay. And the only way that can happen is through religion or through government. Prove me wrong. He said, because if you can't give them, okay, let me see if we can prove him wrong. He said, because if you can't give them 100% final answer on something, then they're still scared. They're still living in fear. That's why nobody will buck the system, because everybody wants to know they're okay. And the only way that that can happen is through religion or through government. And I can agree. See, hmm, I agree with that. Obviously people want to be comfortable, but I'm not saying there's people like, if everybody thought like you though, that would be different though. You see what I'm saying though? Because like we're talking about it in a personal manner. Everybody is not like us. Most people, yes, they're gonna take comforting in the lies over the uncomfortable truth. Absolutely, Yancy. And obviously, I'm talking about the masses. I don't represent the masses. There's no jury of my peers that can judge me because I'm not like the masses. Absolutely. So then there goes our legal system also out the fucking window for the minority. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not saying that the way that this shit is set up is wrong because it's meant to be the way that it is. And then in a democracy, the minority doesn't matter. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, that's what all of this points down to. And this is why we ask these questions. That's why we say, what the fuck? Just to bring that realization. But we're not trying to scare people, though. We're not trying to scare people, though. And we know the masses don't think like us. And we know the masses, we know that not shit, fucking half the people in the whole world may not have a fucking internal dialogue. So I mean, we find out all of this shit. So yeah, sometimes the best way to get snapped out of something is to get scared. That's You can't tell me that you wasn't scared the first time you exited your body. That's how you know that shit is even. You know what I'm saying? The first time you ever had a third person, I'm not sure if everybody's done that, but I know I have. Shit, I was scared as fuck. Like, holy shit, am I dead? I'm looking at myself right now. Get the fuck out of here. I thought I was dead. Yo, I thought I fucking died. Thought something happened. You know what I mean? Didn't I was scared as shit. But then it woke me up to the fact that this ain't it. And I don't know what's next or what happens after, but I can just guarantee you that this ain't it.
What were you smoking?
No, I actually was having some church people pray for me. See, and that's why church is good and bad at the same fucking time. Nova said he was actually relieved, not relieved because I thought I was dead, but because I was relieved that I saw the truth. I feel you, but you cried. There was a part of you that was afraid, and I can't expect anyone to understand that. But at the same time, no one can expect me to explain that. Absolutely. Cry because of relief, but yeah, I understand that. But there's a level of
Hey,
fear
Jojo.
that goes into all of that. What up, JoJo? even though, you know what I mean. I get exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean. All I'm saying is that this just relate. It's related. It's related to each other.
I've had some crazy experiences, but I never had that one.
Yeah, I had the same similar. I was in a church and these cats was praying for me. And they was speaking in tongues and all that types of shit too. And that shit was fucking wild because I literally popped out of my body and was literally watching from above. And I really took the time at that time to be like, what the fuck am I? I started to ask myself, what the fuck am I looking at if I'm outside of my body? How do I have eyes to see?
Right? Wild.
Oh yeah,
And
that's another what the fuck I forgot to talk about. I'm sorry, no put down. He says, but what the fuck about that earthquake in Taiwan though? Y'all hear about that?
Yep. I heard there
Oh
was some Chinese planes just right before that too, like 9 of them.
shit! How convenient. Loose says, how convenient. Oh, strongest earthquake in 25 years. Taiwan earthquake search for survivors continues 36 minutes ago. That's what the Guardian says. Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years kills 9 people, 50 missing. 26 minutes ago, says the Rutgers.
It wasn't.
Nova also says there's also a huge presence of United States military surrounding Taiwan. He also says Japanese military, British military, Australian military.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. I think these events like these, I don't think that they're natural.
They're not organic.
I don't feel like they're organic either. I'm gonna do some more research for you guys though on that. It's showing a lot about it though. Like it's all over the place. Everybody's reporting on it, obviously.
Wasn't Taiwan kind of?
Bro, Nova said, for all we know, there's a fucking war going on in the ocean. I be telling people that, like, how we know, like, 2 Dragon Ball Z characters ain't out there fighting. You would have to watch the show to know that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It could be Goku and a couple niggas just banging, you know what I mean? Somebody hit the ground a little too hard, caused an earthquake. You know what I'm saying? For all we know, is Godzilla.
The Titan.
You absolutely right. Yeah, the Titans. Oh God. But I don't know how organic that I don't because we know that the CIA, go ahead and look it up yourself, we know that it's not the CIA or our, I guess you could say our American military has what you call it has earthquake machines. We can look up the technology. Excuse me. There's patents on it. I have to find it because obviously no, I'm gonna have to do a little bit.
Well, Nova posted in the comments. There's a manufacturer of semiconductors in Taiwan, and they're with
Oh,
Nvidia
in Nvidia, okay,
producing the
producing.
chip.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Well, Nvidia produced this. They've been doing a lot of shit. They produced this huge ass graphic card, the biggest graphic card, and they also did another another microchip that can hold like I don't like a number of fucking data that I couldn't even fucking fathom. Um, and they're all they just put that shit up for sale. So they're in direct competition with China. All right. So what you're saying though is it's a technology war. It's called the Blackwell. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that's what the chip's called. So is that what you're pointing out that it's probably a he said, and whoever controls the semiconductors and the microchips of AI controls the new world. So you're saying
Hmm.
it's a technology, allegedly, it's a technology war type shit. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean,
Wow.
what happened? What happened with? I think that's been the fucking war since we can remember. That even came down to the first reset.
Are we all just NPCs in somebody's game?
Yeah, you're an NPC in my game, and
And Nova is AI, right?
no, Nova
He's a
controlling it all.
Oh no, he's the
Shit,
Messiah.
yeah, yeah. The Messiah is
Sorry.
an NPC. Has to be. You know what I'm saying? Shit. 'Cause look, people be getting mad because NPC just means non-playable character. It's almost like you want to be an NPC. Like you can't play me. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I'm non-playable. You know what I mean? I'm the guy, but I also it means you're programmed. So you know what I mean? That's where people get it, one and the same. Yep.
Bruce, come here.
Bruce said Nova is definitely AI.
yeah. I never seen
He
him.
can
I don't know if
confirm.
he's real.
I've seen him
Yeah.
before. He's a real guy. But who knows if I'm real though? So you know what I mean? Like it's I've I've seen him before. I touched him. You know what I mean? We've held mics. We've held mics together. I don't know. He might be a robot. He might be. Hold on. There was another what the fuck that had to do with that actually.
Project
Shit.
Blue Nova.
Um. Oh. I wanted to say what the fuck is up with are you did y'all I don't know if you knew this or not but it made me be like what the fuck, but you can even ask your Alexa or whatever the fuck you use. If you use an Alexa, you can ask her, but you can ask how many films do y'all think Obama produced? Y'all think he just did that one, Leave the World Behind?
I don't have a clue.
I don't have a clue either, yeah.
Oh my, the dude has done over 100 films.
And it's all propaganda, I bet you.
Bruh, wait. No, I know I sent this to you too. Um, Yeah, I have noticed all the different corporations with the name Nova in it because Nova represents the sun, and everybody be on that sun worship shit and stars and CERN and all that different type of shit. Everybody into that. Oh man, there's so many different companies with you, bro. But they've been around though, right? What's so crazy, Nova? They've been around, but they just been undercover. But now all of a sudden they're surfacing. Like, how the fuck did you exist in 2001, but now all of a sudden you're the big dog in town? You know what I mean, or some shit. Like that's what I found crazy because it didn't really get to my attention until after actually I really met you and I started seeing it. You know how like when you buy a new car, you get a new car, and then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere on the street. It was kind of like that. So after I met a guy named Nova, and I'm like, oh, and then all of a sudden I would send you pictures of it. Like, hey, look at this company named Nova. Look at this company named Nova. Look at this token named Nova. Look at this crypto named Nova. Look at this name Nova. Look at this with Nova in the name. And you be like, yeah, man, I'm everywhere. And you always make that fucking comment like I've always been everywhere. And I'm like, God damn, you're right though. Um, but what? Fucking damn! I was saying something before I fucking said that. Oh yeah, um, they the Obamas have produced over like 100 films, but more even crazier than that, right? Our Department of Defense has been making films since its creation. I don't know if y'all knew that, but it had me fucked up when I was actually diving into this, trying to figure out like 119 Barack movies. 119. There you go. Just to be, what was that? Is there anybody out there? Novocaine. He said, I'm in your bathroom right now.
Oh no.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, I was on a different screen. But yeah. So they in our department, like, what do y'all like? What the fuck's up with that? Like, did y'all know like since what the Department of Defense 1940 something or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Since then, they've done over 1,000 films. They've had their hands in. How come we don't notice? How come we don't notice? That scene, right? They say that boat crash recently into that bridge was a scene from a movie that one of these motherfuckers produced a while ago.
It was Obama. It was like the day that some I don't remember what he
They
called
did
it.
before the flood. they did Before the Flood. They did oh fuck, Farron something 11-9. Hold on, let me go back. Hold on, let me see. I just thought it was fucking Before the Flood, Fahrenheit 11 ninth. The Rustin. Netflix has announced a deal with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, which we will see the pair producing films and TV shows for the streaming giant. And uh, yeah, I don't really trust Netflix. I don't really watch it for too much anything. But I just thought it was crazy that, and I didn't know also that our United States Department of Defense has actually done that many motherfucking movies.
Well, there,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nove. Nove said, I'm sorry. Nova stands for the North Virginia Community. He said, y'all taking shit weird, allegedly. He's like, it didn't crash into the bridge, though. They're selling that fear to everybody. I don't think that it did either. I know some people who was actually down around in that area at that time, and they had crossed that bridge hours before that happened, actually. My homie Larry was down there visiting the HBCU. Shout out to my homie Larry because he was down there and visiting the HBCUs and for the kids. And, we already know how we feel about the education system, but, he wants to do something great for the youth and he's doing that. So I commend him. My He said, "No, you're talking about the movie. The ship didn't crash to the bridge, but everybody." No, 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 no. I'm not talking about Leave the World Behind, though. No, that's what I know what you're talking. That's what Susan was referring to. Yeah, the ship just crashed into the beach, right? Right. I'm talking about in a different one of Obama's different productions that he did. They did over a hundred and some productions. That's what I'm saying. I think I was reading that one of those productions had that kind of thing in it, but I don't know which production it was. It doesn't break down. They don't tell us. I mean, these people that you can create a movie in a book with an alias, so who knows who's actually is Barack Obama when they're, you know what I mean, or who Michelle Obama, what their alias could be. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to put down their fucking name as the producer. It could be Michelle Obama, could be Mikey Winston. You know what I mean? That's her production name. You know what I mean? That's what they produce movies under. But who knows? They're allowed to do that type of shit. But that shit had me fucked up because I didn't realize how much the government was involved. And I mean, we knew. Speaking of that bridge, 81 billion trade crisis. It says that's what it's causing, and they're talking about raising taxes because of that. That video still look fishy to me. I don't know if I would motherfucking believe that fucking video at all. You can't believe nothing you see, huh? That's what Noah would say. It's AI, it's all AI, my nigga. It's all AI.
I think
I
it's
know people
darker
are
than
moved.
that. AI's just been a byproduct
What you think? What do you mean? Like how much darker do you say AI is a byproduct of
of
just?
the original plan. I mean, I know they have technology way ahead of what we understand, but
Mm-hmm.
they've been planting information with movies for a long time. Because when you talk about uh, the studio, there was a studio out in California, out there off Laurel Canyon, that where they used to make propaganda films back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, back during wars and stuff, and it was always about moving consciousness in the direction they wanted to. That whole hippie dream was just a made up construct. It was a covert op.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of things are, man. I think a lot of it is nowhere near the level of, like, it's so bad. Like I think, but not in, I don't mean it to scare people in a way like that. Like I'm just saying, like, if you were to actually fathom how deep it is, it would kind of, it would seem that way. And then Nova says, and now the earthquakes that hit Taiwan, well, who do you think is going to give them aid? Obviously, the United States. of America because China does it. Because if China does it, China gets Taiwan. So now the United States and America has to spend more money to keep keep Taiwan afloat and running. And why? Because they produce the semiconductors and the chips that run the fucking world. And the United States only has a leg up in that technology. If they lose, then they don't got it. Yeah. And you know what? It reminds me of those movies. We watch those movies. Oh, there's a secret agent, man. It's gotta stop. You gotta stop the terrorists from stealing the chip. So we're gonna send our secret agent, to go stop the terrorists from stealing the motherfucking chip. You know what I mean? Like in oh well, you know what I'm saying we'll just blow up two fucking buildings while we're fucking at it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like we got man, it's wild though. To me, I think it is a stage and it is a tech. I think that's been the war though, all though. You know what I mean? Like I think like it's been a technology war or a war for the next thing since sliced bread since we can fucking remember. You know what I mean? Like I think like that's what most of the shit has been out off of. Most of the wars even been off of. If you ask me. He said, "How many world crises are going to happen that the United States has to pay for economically and financially and military before we realize without being told that we're in a war?" Right. That's a
Mm.
good fucking question to ask.
Yeah, it is.
How many world crises are going to happen that the United States has to pay for it economically, and financially and military before we realize, uh, without being told that we're in a war? Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that right there is the proof that
Yeah.
we've always been at war. Whether it's like I said, a spiritual one, a physical one, one you can see, one against your health with your food and medicine, one against what I mean, your consciousness, one against you know what I mean. Like I think like that is the absolute proof because that's a good question to ask because it's like it seems like it's endless, right?
Hmm.
Seems like it's never gonna fucking end. I mean, but George Orwell or in the Fourth Turning type books, right? They say that it's supposed to end and the cycle's supposed to repeat, right? What do you think about that, no? Like, because if all of this is part of the cycle, right, and it's supposed to happen like that, he said it's also proof that 99% of the masses aren't going to do a fucking thing because they don't know because they're brainwashed and they haven't been told. And the masses or the 99% won't do anything until they are told to do. So stand 6 feet apart, take your shot, wear a mask, and and don't go see your loved ones. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You think that's coming all? You think that's coming all over again? So all right. So the fourth turnings, they tell us this is the crisis. So what we're in a crisis until what 2028 or some shit like that. It says we're in a
Maybe
crisis,
2030?
some
No.
shit like that, and then it's supposed to be a prosperity time. Now, does that prosperity include everybody, or that just means economically, financially? You know what I mean? For the world, that it'll be better that way. But obviously, if there's people doing good in that manner, there's always going to be people doing bad in that manner. And he says he don't think that is coming again because they already saw that was successful. So now they know that they can do that even more and even more and even more, and nobody will do anything until you're starving to death. And by that time, it's too late, and you can't form a plan while you're starving to death. You can't even think. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks a lot like the famine that happened with the in Russia after Russia's Revolutionary War, all of that shit. I think it all resembles that too, in that it can come down to a time where people will be hungry. I think that's part of the crisis. Yeah, the Soviet Union. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
talking. Yep, the
Hmm.
Soviet Union. Yep, exactly what I was talking about. Yep. You study that, it does resemble it. The whole process resembles, but then you can even go further back, and then you can look at what happened with all those other civilizations as well. It's very similar. He says, "I know we can't understand or grasp for the most part, but the Soviet Union was just as powerful." Yeah. Oh, well, that's because the narrative in our history books tell us that we were better. You know what I mean? Um, But if you do get a chance to look at what they teach other kids in other countries, then I think that you should take that time, and you should take a little bit of time and see and just Google or look up the type of shit that they teach overseas about America, what they teach about America. Yeah, and he said that's why they only took Eastern Ukraine. I mean, and that's also why, you know what I mean, we did Project Paperclip after World War II and took all the Nazis because we were part of the team. We were part of that we helped fuck that up. You know what I mean? Because, obviously, United States can't be the best until the Soviet Union falls. Yeah, that was the important part of the Soviet Union. Absolutely. Yeah, and what's wild to me is a lot of things. We know about the Nord Stream pipeline. There's even been evidence released that United States had a play in what happened, and as big and bad as they try to make Russia, how come Russia didn't do nothing? That's an act of war. If you blew up a United States oil pipeline, they're gonna come and blow your shit up. There's no fucking way that the United States would allow that to happen. But Russia let the United States get away with the shit like that, and you know what I mean. Everybody is painting everybody else as the motherfucking bad guy in order to justify doing some fucked up shit. It is always the same bankers. Yep. What up, JoJo again? Basically, that disguise themselves as the minority and the activists. But like we learned on this show, the activists and the minority that gets to be allowed even to be heard is controlled. Absolutely. We obviously know that they're not gonna let. And that's why I was telling y'all. That's why I was telling y'all we should play the fucking game. Because how else is the fucking, you know what I mean? There's no way to fucking do it. You good, JoJo? You know what I mean? Because like if we started our own political party and we got our own donations from, you know what I mean, from people who see basically like this, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So you know what I mean. If you That's what happens in politics all the motherfucking time. Got no choice but to play the game. He says that's the only way to play the game. um like Tick said, if most Americans move out of America into another country, they're gonna fucking die because our immune system isn't ready. I'm sorry, but we're trapped. I feel you on the low, bro. I feel you, but like I feel you in the extent of like my soul is trapped in this body, as well as and if my soul is trapped in this body, then this body is trapped in America. I don't think it's gonna be that easy for me to just get the fuck up out the way, no matter how you look at it. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, we could. I mean, but I don't think and what changes. You know what I mean? Like if everybody goes to Mexico, nothing really changes because it's not like most of these governmental systems are pretty much copycats of each other. He said, "Believe me, I battle with it. You don't believe that my soul's like fuck this shit, blah blah blah. It's the truth. We're controlled. We're trapped, and we're controlled by people so smart that they let us think that we're not controlled. Absolutely. But the funny thing about it is that when you know that you're controlled, you know what I mean. When you know that I have to pay this phone bill, or I can't even talk about the realization of being controlled to everybody in the world, then it's the system. See, that's why it's like I don't get mad or upset about it because I'm both free and controlled at the same time. Yeah, they don't know that they're controlled. But you have to like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a part of it that you have to accept. There's a part of it that you have to accept and understand because you can't be good without evil. Like good and evil don't exist without each other. Like it has to be both. You have to be both. Okay, you are both, and you are both when it comes to that. You're both free and not free at the same fucking time. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can make the choice to do some wild shit, but there's gonna be consequences to every fucking action that you fucking do, good and bad, depending on your perception of such.
What's up? I just got back home.
Hey, there he is, motherfucking texting like a beast. I'm trying to keep up with your
I didn't
fucking
know.
text.
I
You
didn't know
you
you could.
texting faster than I'm talking,
No,
nigga.
I didn't know that you could. I just found out you could use voice text on here. I didn't know that.
Oh shit, I didn't know that either.
I've been riding down the road, voice texting like a motherfucker, boy.
I was trying to keep up. I'm like, how is this nigga texting so fucking fast? Shit, I can't even keep up with it because your ass is really talking. But you're right though. You said that they don't know that they're controlled. But I think if you know you're controlled to an extent, right? But you also know you're free to an extent, right? So like I think that it's both, right? I mean, why I think that
Right,
we
but
should accept
but
that it's
I hate
both.
to like I don't want to sound like I'm special or anything, but like I was telling my wife last night, if I was to
Yes,
go to
you do, nigga.
trial,
Fuck you.
no, if I was to go to trial, how can
Yeah,
I actually honestly get a fair trial
you
of
can't.
12 people of my
Right,
peers?
right. You
There's
have
not
to.
12 people that's going to be put on that jury
You,
that fucking think like I do.
you would have to pick them, but you don't. You couldn't. They won't let you
Exactly.
pick them. Right. You would have to pick them. You had to be like, I need Jason. I need Bruce. I need these motherfuckers because these
And
motherfuckers
then you
know
know
me.
what? Then the fucking other side of the attorney would interview them, and they would be like, "Oh, they think like him." Nope.
Yep. Nope. Exactly. Yep. You're absolutely right. It is rigged, bro. It is
So when you
completely
think
fucking
about it
rigged.
like that too, you're like, "Well, damn!" Even the fucking quote unquote justice system.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What?
some people might not get it until they think about this part. Some people don't think that black people have been marginalized and done wrong. I
Mm-hmm.
know the real of it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I know that that's happened. Some
Right.
people don't believe that Hispanics have also been that way. Some people don't
Right.
believe that the Irish were
Right.
done that way,
Right.
all the way down to every minority. But that
Italian.
is the
Yep.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so when you realize that you're actually a minority as well,
Mm-hmm.
you see it for what it's actually worth, and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, it goes to that
And
analogy
then
that
it's
we
like,
talked
how
about,
many
though.
people are actually minorities, though?
Right.
Because we're so broke up and so divided.
Well, I think that the majority is the group of what you would say clones or programmed people. Like that's the majority of people. Nobody, like you said, it's hard for people to be like, I'm going to be myself when knowing that being themselves is going to get them locked up or
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
ostracized or canceled or whatever. You know what I mean?
Lou, you wouldn't be on, Lou, you wouldn't be allowed on the jury. They'll look at Lou and be like, man, this dude right here,
He's an
nope.
illegal. He's an
This
illegal.
motherfucker must have snuck across the
Nah.
goddamn
They
border.
gonna be
Get
like,
him out of here.
get this nigga some clothes and some fucking juice and
We
some
might
some
give this
free money.
motherfucker a $10,000 debit card. Shit. Somebody tell
Oh
this motherfucker to
shit.
go squat in somebody's house that ain't there.
Oh, bro, that was another what the fuck. Like, I didn't know people were actually doing that. Like, immigrants were actually squatting in people's houses and winning the cases when they sued the motherfucking people who own the houses. I was like, holy fuck, that's a super fuck you to a lot of rich, wealthy people. But at the same time, it's like, goddamn, that's fucked up to a person like you or me who owns some
Well,
property
but
who's
what?
just trying to
But
make
what?
it.
Think about this though, bro. Think about it, man. Think about if you was that motherfucker that busted your fucking ass
Hmm.
whole life to be able to buy an extra
See
house,
that's what I'm saying. That's different than a motherfucker whose daddy just gave it to him.
right?
Okay,
But at the
yeah.
same time, but
Somebody
still,
did.
like
Somebody
if
bust their ass, right?
right. So
Right.
like even if it was you even if you won it by the lottery or whatever,
Right.
it's still
Right.
your house.
You right.
And when you let people come in and do shit like that, and then the fucking quote unquote authorities don't do anything about it, and everybody's standing around saying, "Well, what the fuck? What the
You
fuck?"
know what's wild though? What's the most wild part about it is that's exactly how the authorities and the people even got their land to begin with. Ain't that crazy though?
Right,
See
right.
that's what's the wildest part. The wildest part is that I can't run up into somebody's shit, take their shit, and do all this other shit to them, even though that's exactly what was done to other motherfuckers. You absolutely fucking right, bro. And not saying that somebody else might be like, "Nigga, I worked hard for that." But yeah, you did work hard for that. You mean at the same time, and I think that's what the whole fucked up thing about this reparations and all this other shit talk that's been
Like
going
think
on.
about the Oregon Trail, bro. You don't think them
Yeah.
people worked hard to make that trip? Like half
Mm-hmm.
the motherfuckers died doing that
Yep.
shit.
Bruh.
And they went and claimed their free land and built a house and built
Dysentery
a
was a
homestead and all that
bitch.
shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
But yeah, no,
like,
you're right. What up, Burju? And JoJo says that they have made it so that anyone can put themselves into a box based on race, sex, politics, association. They want us all to feel like a victim instead of correcting the wrong. They want us to all scream "Me Too." And yeah, that's that whole Me Too movement that we've talked about as well too. Yep, I can agree with that, JoJo. and you're right. You're right, Nove. Where does any of it put us at in the end? You know, what the fuck are we really doing?
Yeah.
Like
And
that basically brings me to that, like what
and
like
then
what
also,
the fuck are we
like,
really doing, you know?
also nobody really has to be right or wrong, but
No.
everybody could have a say. And then when
Yeah.
people get together in a group,
Yeah.
they can be like, "Oh, you know what? Okay, we kind of agree with this, we kind of agree with that." But when we're all divided already, even if we all come together in a group together, we're still going to have this pre-programmed division inside
Yeah.
of
There's a level
it's still
of the
going to be
fact.
a bunch of bullshit to break through, even though you've decided to break free from the construct, the
Uh-huh.
control. Even
Uh-huh.
when you get in that free
Hey,
state of mind, you're still going to be like, "Oh,
you
I don't
you
know, man."
can't have the unity without the you can't have the unity without the division. Ain't that crazy, nigga? Like
Uh,
we can't there's no way for us to love each other and be unified unless there's a division that helps us appreciate
Look,
that unification.
religion is all divided.
Yep.
Nobody's going to come together because everybody believes something different. But
Hmm.
one thing that everybody does believe in is fucking hunger.
Yep.
If you get
Yeah.
hungry, you're going to fucking do whatever in the fuck you got to do to
Yeah.
feed yourself or
and
your
and
kids,
and it'll
your
come down
family.
to there will be people who get together because of that, and there will be people who destroy each other for it. So as
Yep.
many people as we know, because Nova said there's gonna be wild banshees out here, and we just gotta, as much as many wild banshees that are gonna be out there, it's gonna be people like me and Nova where we know how to filter and click up with the right people to make sure that our survival rate goes up, and with our survival rate going up means the people around us survival rate goes up. So I mean, but that's a manner of, when we get to that point. And I think that you're right. We're so programmed that I don't foresee that in my future. And I feel Nova when he says that. But it sounds glim or gloomy or like, oh god damn,
Well,
bro. But it's
just think
almost,
about this.
yeah,
Okay. So, how long do we need to wait to see wild banshees?
right.
Because
I
right
feel you,
now,
bro.
I see them
That's a good
walking in
question.
stores, taking whatever the fuck they want and leaving.
Yep.
I see them going in people's houses and claiming it their own house.
Yep.
I saw in 2020 when there were so many fucking riots, nobody even knows the actual number of people that were killed during that time.
Mm-hmm.
How long? Does it need to come to you starving to death?
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like that's it. Because unless a motherfucker comes up to you with a gun to your face, it's not real. And that's
Right.
really how people think.
Well, I mean, not everybody, but
The masses.
yes, the masses. Correct. I agree, man. I agree with that. I like to keep that slimmer of hope in my brain that there's
I do
there's
too, but I think the way to get hope is to be honest
yes. Well, there's
and to
and
tell somebody,
understand
look,
and understand though. You got to have that balance though. No, if you like you said, you can't have like I was saying, you can't have one without the other. Like how we gonna, you know what I mean? Like if I can't accept that we aren't the same, how are we going to unify? You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like, how are we going to get together? If I
Here's
can't
another.
accept that Nova's going to feel some type of way about this, I'm going to feel some type of way about this. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see eye to eye on the situation, but we could talk about it all fucking day long. You know what I mean? Because I love him and he loves me, and eventually, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to fucking figure something out if we want to coexist. You see what I mean? So it's like just because you different though, and I think that's where the programming is. They make us think that just because we're different, then we couldn't be the same.
Right.
I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but think about it.
No,
We
no,
all
it's
bleed red. We all
100%.
bleed
And
blood,
and then
and you know what I
also
mean.
it's like okay, so think about this, like places like
Such an oxymoron. Yeah.
North Korea, right?
Okay.
Or I'll just start with that. So
Okay.
I've talked to somebody that fled North Korea, went to South Korea with their grandparents, and then ended up marrying. It was just weird, but ended up marrying a Korean guy in the United States that had been adopted by a white family, right?
Okay.
So this woman lived here. I met this woman in an Uber. She Ubered me to the Lexus dealership in Jacksonville so I could pick my shit up. And I liked the way she drove, and she was cool talking and all that shit. So I used her like 3 or 4 times. Woman told me all kind of shit. Her little boy is like, into music and all this shit. So I was just talking about all that. But she told me straight up, she was like, the way North Korea is one person can get jumped on by a mob of people and nobody will do anything. And she said, the past few years, I've noticed that the United States of America is becoming like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, that's that when somebody would rather stand there and record something, bro, than taking the phone and calling 911.
Bruh,
Hey,
well, wait, bro. It's like you said though. Who trying to go to jail? See, and that's what I mean. Like no, and what's funny is that during that 2020 and them riots and shit, they was doing that shit in Canton. Little boy got killed by a cop in Canton, right? Niggas out here protesting and shit. Niggas like Jay, you an activist, you know what's up. I'm like, no, bro. See, I'm not like y'all niggas. I'm like, are y'all niggas ready to die? Everybody like, what the fuck you mean? Like, what do you mean? What the fuck I mean? These niggas killed an innocent person who looks like you. Are you willing to die or kill? Niggas is like, nah, bro. We just want to go protest. Then leave me the fuck out of it, because y'all niggas gonna get me killed. Because ain't no fucking way I watch a police officer kill my nigga Nova and I don't fucking do nothing about it. I record it on my fucking camera. That's some bullshit. So I feel you, bro. Like, but nobody's gonna think like that. Like you said, nobody's gonna. Nobody's got that fucking. These niggas literally wanted to march, bro, and that's it, and take pictures and shit, and call themselves activists, my nigga.
and sing songs
And sing songs and shit,
and play drums and shit.
These niggas didn't want to do nothing but that. They weren't really trying to about no fucking change.
And why has evolution changed everything just about it except for the way people protest?
Oh,
People been protesting the same
school's
way.
the same. School's the same for our last 150 fucking
Right,
years
like
too.
there's certain things that just haven't changed, and I think that's why people just ain't gonna fucking change, bro. Because I mean, if you tell me this is how we're gonna make a change, I'm like, how? We're gonna get out in the street and march.
No, well, look, it's just that it goes to this sentiment what you were saying though. It's like they've taught us, oh, we still have to do it by this way. You know what I mean? Nobody's willing to go and be evil per se. Nobody's willing to be evil. Nobody's willing to go ahead and be like, okay, for every person that a cop murks, we're gonna murk a cop, and just want to let y'all know. It used to be like that. The Crips and the Bloods, that's where that narrative started. People don't understand that started with niggas killing cops and people who were fucking up their neighborhood.
Yep. Well, think about this, man. What kind of delusion is this? That the guy Kyle Rittenhouse shot and killed a white person, which he was actually Jewish, if you look at the last name. He was a pedophile, registered pedophile. He also shot 3 other white people, right? But Black Lives Matter is against him. For what?
Right.
You didn't even fucking shoot a fucking black person. Matter of fact, you shot a fucking Jewish motherfucker that was a pedophile. And now Black Lives Matter hates Kyle Rittenhouse? So Black Lives Matter supports Jewish pedophiles. Okay.
Jojo says what they teach in schools have changed in a way, but the Prussian system that they got from Napoleon when he conquered, that's exactly where that's where it came from. Before public school systems, we had private education, and people would hire people to come teach their kids what their kids wanted to learn.
Has anybody dug into Napoleon?
Yeah, I've done a little bit about him,
and I don't even know if that dude was bad or not.
And I don't even know if he even really existed.
I mean, think about it now.
Yeah.
So you got people like Oppenheimer that win the Nobel Peace Prize. The motherfucker created an atom bomb.
Hey, rewind it one back. His little cousin. Hold on, his little cousin who created what before the atom bomb? It was dynamite. Didn't he win one too?
Yes.
The nigga who created dynamite won a fucking Nobel Peace Prize.
The dude who created dynamite, they named the Nobel Peace Prize after him. Okay, and then Obama gets the Nobel Peace Prize. He drone striked and bombed the fuck out of people. But Napoleon's bad? Really? Why
Yeah.
ain't Napoleon get a award? He did
Right.
the same type of shit. What the fuck going on? So
Hey,
you
but
so
guess what
history
though?
wants us to think that Napoleon was bad,
Yep.
but motherfucking this other person did the
They want
same.
to think they want to tell us Hitler's bad and that this other person, the dude who killed 40 million Africans wasn't. They
Right.
or they want to say this person's bad, but they don't talk about the they don't ever talk about for some reason the Inquisition has been erased from our fucking memories.
And I can't sit here and say any of these people are good or bad. But
Nope.
what I'm saying is it's real odd how the entertainment industry is ran by a certain type of person
And
too. And they're the ones that make you think that this is good and this is bad.
yep.
They're
Hey,
the ones that have made people think that white people, well, hold on, let me say, all white people are racist against all black people. That's a fucking lie. And at the same time, that's the same media that
oh,
made you think that all black men are gangsters.
oh shit.
Ain't that
Well,
some shit? You
no,
fuck around and see a black dude dressed normally, and when I say normally, y'all know what I mean. Just normally, just walk around, and you call him an Uncle Tom, and
yep.
he ain't did shit to nobody.
And Uncle Tom was actually a decent,
A good thing,
a
but they made
good
it a
human.
bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
This shit
but
don't even
but I
make
think the
me
realization comes, bro, in what you were saying before. You know what I mean? Even with all of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Even with all of that, you know, if we even unite, is it really uniting? You know what I mean? Like
right.
if that's all that's that's given to us and that's placed in front of us, you know what I mean? I think it really has to come down to this is what I think it really has to come
Good
down to, if
example
you ask
too.
me.
The military. All
Right.
right. Everybody around the world would look at the United States and say, ooh, their military is united. No, fuck it ain't. The
Right.
military's got more problems in it than it ever has, and it's always had problems.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day, it was uh gay people being accepted in the military, and they
Yeah.
weren't. Way
I
back in
think
the fucking day, and I'm not even talking about that long ago. I can remember as a kid, my dad coming home and saying shit about that, being
yeah.
like,
You
I
know
don't
what
know
I
why
can
they're
see?
worried about letting gay people in the military. He's like, shit, let them in. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what does it matter? Get
You
them
know what
retired.
I see happening though? I see the only way this kind of unity that I guess the definition of the word unity that we're looking for in this situation, I think that it only happens if like all of humanity is given a common enemy. You know what I mean? Like and we were talking about Project Blue Beam, and we already know about this quote unquote fake alien invasion that they're supposed to have. But it's like, how would that unite people? You know what I mean? Like if I think that it would unite humans as in like, oh my god, like we're all human. Why are we fighting each other when there's these big ass lizard creatures out here trying to murder us? Maybe we should be fighting them. But then at the same time, now we're still gonna now then we're gonna be like racist against aliens and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
I
it's like
mean,
there's still going to be a fucking divide. You know what I mean? So then now anything that looks like a giant lizard alien is going to be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how even though like it would take something that extreme to like kind of bring us all together, per
right.
se, but it would still be under the guise of killing something else. You
Right.
know?
And the other thing I think that brings people together is money or a class. Right? Like,
Cassica, I'm sorry to laugh at that, but that's true. I'm sorry. She's. I'm not sure that can happen because we can't even unite against pedophilia. That is fucking
I know,
completely
right?
true. Yeah.
The only thing I think that people unite around is money,
Yeah.
because money brings a lot of other things. We don't got to talk
Well,
about
I guess
it.
you could say it brings prosperity. So
It
then,
brings power, it brings control, it brings security, it
so how do
brings
we do that? How do we do that without the money? You know what I mean?
yeah,
No
I
money, no honey. Tick says. So that's just my question to you, though. That's all. Like, what do
yeah.
you, if you had an idea, or is that something that you've also thought
I mean,
about?
I don't know, man. The thing is
Because we know with that,
that's the only
that's a double edged sword, right? Because
that's the only class that I see that kind of okay. So think about it. All right, dirt poor people
Mhm.
and extremely rich people stick
Okay,
together.
absolutely.
Nobody else does.
I can agree with that.
Why?
Yeah.
Because dirt poor people know that they only got themselves. Extremely rich people know they can't let nobody else in that circle or they won't be extremely rich and have all the power.
Right.
Everything in between is somebody we're all trying to get it.
Right.
And we're trying to get it through what we've been given to and allowed to get it through, which is
Right.
getting a degree, getting a job.
Right.
Some people decide they don't want to fuck with it, and they either become homeless or they find out a way to survive and make money on their
Right.
own,
Right.
completely outside of the system in their
Right.
mind, but they're still in the
Yeah.
system.
Because you still got to buy toothpaste. You
Right.
still got to wash your ass. You still got to pay for electricity because you still got to do
Well,
that
a lot
shit
of
to
times I hear
survive.
people like my wife says the shit, and I'll say it, and a lot of I hear other people say it. That's not in my reality. And I think that's one of the main things that we can do is we
Yeah.
can
And
know that that
dismiss
shit's
it.
going on, but
And
we can
dismiss
also
it.
say it's not part of my reality.
And dismiss it. Yeah. Well, we have a choice. But I
But
think that's a double edged sword though, because we'll say that that's not part of my reality, but then
exactly,
we'll fuck around and complain about some shit that, you know what I'm saying, that we've actually funded. You see what I mean? Like we can't be like, oh, these niggas is so bad, but then I bought their fucking soap to wash my
right.
ass
Well,
with. You know what I mean? Or
like
you know what
you
I mean?
can't say government is so bad when government only exists from our money.
Yep. Or government only exists because we allowed it to even.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe not me and you, our ancestors, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But we,
Right.
as in the human race, we allowed it. We allowed the
And
construct
if
to
you look
exist.
back just in the United States history,
Okay.
every time the masses get to a point to where they're doing good financially, some catastrophic bullshit happens. Whether it be a war, whether it be a whatever it is, every time, and then we have to start all
The way
over.
you said it, I'm sorry, I'm high. When you said catastrophic bullshit.
Is this I
No, it
mean,
is. It
like the
is
United
because
States has
it's
been at
irritating because
war
we
ever
see
since
it.
we've
Yeah.
been United States.
Yeah, yeah. But well, I think what makes it so irritating is how blatant it is and how stupid everybody, or how blind, or how I guess everybody has chosen to ignore it. Even though like it's so blatant. You know what I mean? Like we can see it, it can be put out to us broad fucking daylight, and we would still say, nah, that's not part of my reality. And I think that's what makes it a double-edged sword though, too. You know what I mean? Because I think there's parts of all of our realities that coincide, and we have to acknowledge that. We can't just say it's
Well,
not part of my reality. You know what I mean?
the veil between our reality and that
Mm-hmm.
is real thin.
Yes. Absolutely, like
Yeah,
a Venn diagram, right?
right,
Okay, so if you got me on one side, you on the other side, and then our reality that meets in the middle, like a Venn diagram, you know what I mean? And there's just some things that are in the middle that I can't ignore. I can't just be like, oh yeah, that's not part of me over
right.
here.
Like you could say, and I could say all day long that we're not dealing with this bullshit. But when
Mm-hmm.
we go to the store, we got to pay
Yeah,
that sales
we
tax.
got to, unless I want
Can't
to
just
be
go
a
in there and pay $3.
mhm.
Nah, motherfucker, you got to pay $3 plus the tax. If
Now,
you don't
even
pay the
though
tax, that's stealing.
And even though I might have got that money without any assistance from the government or the matrix, you
You
see what
still
I'm
support.
saying? I still support. I
I mean,
still
there's no way around it.
subconscious. Well, I guess you want to say subconsciously support it. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is the double entendre about living. Man, it's like, are you living? Are you existing? Like, can you be happy knowing that?
Yep.
Like, some people can't be happy or satisfied in their life knowing that no matter what they do, they'll still be participating in the fuck shit that they can't stand
Right.
anymore. But I try
Well,
to
I
tell
think a lot
people,
of
you're
those people
everything though.
I think a lot of those people end up being homeless, man, because
Yeah,
they're just like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this shit.
yeah.
And I exit the matrix. And when
They
they exit
choose
the
they
matrix,
choose homelessness.
if you really exit the matrix completely, then
Hmm.
you've got to be prepared to not get anything from the matrix.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think that we're built
I
to.
mean,
I
I'm
don't.
a hard headed motherfucker, man, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But I don't want to live
No.
on the streets, bro.
I
Fuck
don't
that.
think we're. I don't think we're built. I don't think we're even built to as humans. I don't think we're built to. I think we're social. We're our social beings. I think that we
Right.
thrive
Well,
together.
think about it. When people go homeless, what do? They end up in an encampment. They all
Yeah.
stick together any fucking way. Nobody just goes to be homeless and does a fucking a
Yeah.
Rambo and
Yeah.
goes out into the woods and lives by themselves. You know.
Yeah. uh, Thank you,
Hey,
Tick. Appreciate
tell
that.
your daughter we ain't skirt. I'm sorry. We ain't nothing.
tell her
Tell her don't believe anything we say.
we just her we a reflection of her. Tell her that's all it is. She can see herself in us. That's it. So don't. But you know, mirrors can be deceiving.
Well, you know what? It's funny, right? Because look, think about it. So she says her daughter's listening and says we're smart, right?
Hmm.
But if my daughter was listening, she would say she
Ah.
totally disagrees with everything, and that
Mhm.
and my daughter cried as a teenager. My daughter
I understand.
cried when Bernie Sanders wasn't able to be president.
Oh man.
When he fell out and lost to Biden, and then Biden became president, she cried over that, and I was like, I couldn't understand. I was like, "You're crying over Bernie Sanders?" She's like, "Yeah, I mean, he was going to save us all." And I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, yeah.
Like even as a teenager, like bro,
And you know why that hurt? No, because
when
you
I
was
was
like, "Where
13,
have
I
I
would
failed you?"
when I was 13, there's no
Yeah,
fucking way that I
yeah. I
would
feel
have been
you.
giving a fuck about a president or not,
Me, yeah,
especially crying.
yeah. I agree. But hey, you know why that hurt though? No, because you was like, "Damn, where have I failed you, baby?" Shit, I'll be doing that too with my kids. Like, how could you believe this shit? I
You
taught
know?
you better
Well,
than
and
this,
I
you
was
know.
also like, "Holy shit!" Like this shit is so ingrained
Real.
social media and schools teaching it
Oh my
and all this
god.
bullshit
Yeah.
that you could be sitting at the dinner table and you don't even know your kid, bro.
God damn, bro. Every day you can ask them, you can talk to them. You know what I mean? And they won't even be. They be doing what people do when you say how you doing today. They just be telling you what they think you want to
Exactly.
hear. And that shit's wild, bro. I be having to tell my kids like, bro, you ain't that shit don't bypass with me. I be ready to fight them over that shit. I'm like, we not doing this, and it's like we be ready. But
And
at the
that's the
same,
same way with anybody, not just your
yeah,
kid, but your
no,
anybody. You know,
well,
like
anybody
even
I
you,
love though. If I don't really
we
give a
don't
fuck
know
about you,
any.
then
Like we really don't know how somebody else is thinking
right. Well,
or
that's
what
why
they're
we have to
planning to do.
talk. You know what I mean? That's why we have to talk. I think like talking is key. Communication is fucking key. I don't give a fuck if you mad at me or if you don't like what I gotta
Real
say.
communication too.
Yeah, real
Not
communication.
not not worried about if you say something, it's gonna hurt
It's gonna
somebody's
hurt me.
feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
There is there's a amount of respect that people should have for one another.
Yes.
But just because somebody says something that somebody else doesn't agree with, that don't mean you got to get mad about it.
Nah, ain't nobody. You know, I think it's love. If you say something and I feel it in my heart and it
Because
might hurt me a little bit, like, oh damn, I know that it's the truth, and maybe I got to look at myself. And you know what I
right,
mean?
because obviously it's uncomfortable for the
Yeah,
person saying it too, because it took
yeah.
them that much to be able to say it.
Yup.
You know
Yup.
what I mean?
And a
But
lot
we
of
got
times they
about
be
30
afraid.
seconds.
We be in that fear of our friends and family just saying fuck us because we feel a different way, and that's another construct that we need to break. But yeah, appreciate you guys for this What the Fuck Wednesday. Nova was handling something. I appreciate you, Nova, for coming back in the last 30 minutes to help us finish this bitch out. I know you was busy today and still took the time out to run the motherfucking show, but it's a mobcast, and that's what.